find ourselves, it's something we find ourselves using often. So, so it's a very good tool for us to learn and understand how it is used. I will start by sharing a data set, you know, group by. Okay. Okay. So let's together take a look at this tool. Uh, okay. Okay, let's together take a look at this data set. We have two worksheets here. One is group by one and the other is group by two. So looking at group by one, we'll see three columns here. One is customer name, the other is sales, and the last one is quantity. Like we normally do, like we've been doing, we've been trying to, for each tool we've studied, using for each transformation tool, we've looked at in Power Query. We've also tried to look at the equivalent way of solving it without using Power Query, just using normal Excel function. So at least before the advent of Power Query, I believe that people were using Excel functions to carry out most of their day-to-day tasks, of data analysis. So that's why we are trying to look at, okay, before Power Query, okay, what was happening? And even till date, some people still use Excel functions to carry out their tasks. So that's why it's just good to have. And so it's just an opportunity for us to learn new functions in Excel. At the same time, we are learning how to use tools in Power Query. So it's just like uh killing what's it called, two birds with just a stone. So that's just the essence. So, and one of the very important functions, in there are so many Excel functions, and if we were to rank top five, I think the if functions will come in top five of the most important Excel functions, and not just the if functions. I mean the conditional if functions. We're talking of the count ifs, the sum ifs, the average ifs, and the rest of it. And in the I said we are looking at group by, and the equivalent of group by transformation tool in Excel is the conditional if functions, like the count if, count if, then count if s. There are so many of them. I can't just list everything out now. And we have the count if s, uh, no, yes, count if s. We have the sum if. Just to mention a few. Sum if s. Average if s, and I'm not putting s there. This is just to mention but a few, of the conditional if functions we have in Excel. So let's just take a look at one or two of them before we move on to how it's done in Power Query. Now we have, like I said earlier, we have three columns here: customer name, sales, and quantity. We have the Darren Pass that is probably the total sales we made from him as a customer. Here is 16, assuming it is in pounds, 16 pound 448. Is it pence now? Yes. Then he bought two, what's it called? He bought 2 units of the item. Then look at this second customer. Oh, Filina Oba. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. Now, there are three transactions, assigned to him, and there are three transactions as well as regards quantity he bought. So we can look for a way. Okay, we can say, okay, we want to know total sales we made from this guy. You know, it's easy for us to know, okay, from Darren, we made total sales of £16, 16.448 from him, you know. But from this guy, the second guy, or Maria, that have a lot of transactions in this table, you know, we can say, okay, we want to know the total sales we made from him. That naturally what we do is, for this, for instance, if you are looking at Maria, we just need to add up the total sales value from him, or from her rather. So that's one way of doing it. But we can use Excel function in case they are not together like this, or we have them in a large number. And you know, we wouldn't want to be going everywhere in the data set looking for the name and all. So normally, even if the names are scattered everywhere, you know, I know we can sort the name together, you know, and add, but I don't think that is professional. Wherever the name is, we should be able to, there should be an Excel function that we should write, an Excel formula that should be able to fish out the name wherever it is and add up the sales value that pertains to that particular customer name. So that's one of the, so let's just do one. Let's just practice one and say, as if you want to sum up all the sales value, you know, that has to do with Maria. So how do we do that? So we are only looking at one person, which is Maria. So in that case, we are saying, we want to look at sum the sales. Let me just put it, we want to sum total sales. We want to sum total sales for Maria. That is the goal. Now, I want to sum all the total sales for Maria. So the simple formula to use is, because it's just one criteria, just one criterion rather, we are looking at just one person, which is Maria. So it's just equals to, want to sum if, that's the function to use. We want to sum because it's a conditional sum, you know. Sorry, it's a conditional if, or okay, it's a conditional sum. Yes, we are summing if a criteria is in place. So it's a conditional sum here, you know. So they call it conditional if statement. So I don't know which is which. Now to me, it looks like a conditional sum because we are not just summing. We are summing if something is the criteria, or something is, if certain condition is met. So I'll just call it a conditional sum, you know. So if range, which range we are looking, don't forget we are looking at Maria now. So which range is Maria in? Is in the customer name range. So we need to select the total range where that criteria here is Maria. So we come and select the column where Maria resides. So it's just a matter of us, we click on the first cell in the column, press Ctrl Shift arrow down key. It selects all the values in that column. You know, you can put your comma. Then next is asking for, oh, I don't want to lock it, you know, because we are just looking for one criteria. So I don't want to go into, you know, making that absolute reference, not just to complicate matters, because I'm just looking for one criteria. I'm not about moving on to the next person. So that's why I'll just leave it unlocked, you know. So the criteria is Maria. That is the criteria here, you know, is Maria. So let me just select Maria from here, because that's the focus here. Then we want to bring a range, some range. We're looking for the sum. That's the condition. Bring the sum, you know, when it is Maria in this range. So where is the sum range? When you say anything range, you know, most times it's either a table or a column, you know. So in this case, it's a column. So we are bringing this range again. Press just select the first cell, Ctrl Shift, move it down to select the whole range. You don't need to put a comma now. You just need to close the, you know, just close the formula and put OK. So that's it. So that means, so if we sum up, that means this total sales when for Maria. So if you do it manually, if you try and sum up this, you know, look, where is Maria? Maria, this, okay. Sum is 1801. Did I pick everything, or is Maria somewhere else?
Left one. You left one.
I left one? I left one what?
You didn't. No, the Maria, you didn't give you the exact. You left the first one.
From 9.
Yes.
9 to 15. You selected from 8, from 10.
10.
You left 2573.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, sorry, because I was a bit confused. Okay, yes. Oh, good. So that is it. So 4374.88. So that is the sum. So this is sum. That's how to use sum if, you know. So we can as well do this in what's it called? But and you can do this in Power Query. And the beauty of Power Query is this, you know. Though we can, okay, like I said, I don't want to go into Excel too much, you know. We can actually do it for every customer name now. We just need to create a table and do total sales, you know. And it's just for me to amend this formula, this function, this formula here, and it will get for every customer here. But that's not the purpose. The purpose is just to look at what happens here. You know, that means what some function does, how it is being used. So if you want to do for another person, you know, it's just for us to, maybe I want to do for Anthony, it's just for me to come here and edit this, and these are our criteria here. Anthony is just pick anywhere where Anthony is. Where's Anthony here? I think it's down somewhere. Anthony is okay. Yeah, that is A20. Just for me to come here and change this to 820, and it will give me for Anthony. You know, if I come here and add the two together, you can see that this Anthony, you know. So this is just doing it one after the other, you know. But like I said, we could have written a formula that will just do it for every customer here. But that's not the aim. The aim is just to look at how this works and how we can also implement this same thing I've done using Power Query. So I think we can just go and do that in Power Query and see how that was. But the beauty about Power Query is that in Power Query, you don't have to, you know, Power Query 2 will do everything for you at a go. Just like Excel 2 can do everything for you at a go. So it's like anything Excel can do, Power Query can do it. And vice versa, you know. But the beauty is that Power Query, you don't need to learn functions. You know, you don't need to learn how to use the functions. It's just for you to know the bright buttons, you know, to click on, and you have the job done for you very easily, you know. So let's bring in the what's it called now? The file. Don't forget, you go to home, new source, here, softnet, where are you? Group by. I think I have, okay. So that's us bringing in the file. I have two worksheets here. So I'll bring both, but we are looking at the first one now. So I'll bring both in the meantime. So this is the one we just used now. This one, so like we know that these first steps have been, you know, done for us by Power Query. Now we want to do group by. Now the same thing we did using Excel, we want to do it using Power Query. So we what's it called? We want to have emphasis on customer name here. You know, we want to check, okay, for each and every customer, what's their total sales value? You know, for each and every customer, what is the total sales value? We are not just looking at Maria here, but later we can now filter down to Maria after we've gotten our answer. This is what I mean. So for us to do that, you just click on the customer name, then you go to transform. You can do it in home too. There is a group by function somewhere in home. This is group by, you know, but you can also do it in transform. When you come here, you see the group by, you know, but you can also right click on the column header, and you see group by somewhere, I think so. Okay, here. So I'll just make use of this option, group by. Now this gives us this. We have basic and advanced and customer name, and this entire thing for us to fill in. Now, when you are basic, when you are grouping by just one category and one quantity, in this case now, the category is customer name and the quantity is sales, you know. So we just use the basic group by. But when you are grouping by probably more than one category or more than one quantity, then you want to use the advanced option. But in this case, we are just grouping one category, which is customer name, and category customer name and one quantity, which is sales. So we'll just go with the customer name as is selected first because we've already selected it coming here. Then new column. What is the new column we want to give it? We are looking for total sales. That's what we want to find. So this is just a name we'll give it. You can give it any name you want, but it just makes sense for us to call it total sales. And what operation do we want it, to perform? We want to sum up. We want to sum up the total sales for each customer. Then, which column are you summing up? You are summing up the sales column. So that's just it. Customer name. We are looking for customer name. The new column name we are giving is total sales. We want to find the total sales, and the operation is sum, and you are summing the columns. So maybe then, mind you, when the thing with group by we have selected just the customer name column, and we have grouped by total sales. We are by sales. We are making just two columns here, customer name and sales. That means those are the two columns important to us here. So what it will do is all other columns in this table, would be removed at the end of the operation, because we are saying we only want to focus on customer name and sales and total sales using the sales column. And the customer name here will give us the distinct customer name. Distinct means everything here will appear just once. Every customer name here will appear just once. So whatever you select here will give you distinct values. Means you won't have a repeated value. That's what it means here. So let me do okay, and let's see. So this is it. So this is exactly, so you can see all the customer names are appearing just once, and it has done the sum for us, and the quantity column is gone. So that means the same operation we performed here. Look at Anthony, which is 54.83, has been done for us here. Anthony, 54.83. So that is what it's going to do. And if you want to just check for one customer, like I said, particular customer, maybe the lady we did earlier, I think that was Maria. So we just come here and you get for Maria alone. So that is the power of, without knowing any function. All you need to know is just to know the right button to click on, and you have it done. Then that is one way. Then again, stretching this a bit further, let's try and edit this formula. Just come here, click on this, it will bring you back. We can actually click, let's go to advanced now. We've done basic, one category, one quantity. We can actually go advanced, and say, okay, we want for the same customer, for the customer names, we want to look at the total sales, their total sales, then we want to look at another aggregation here, and which is, let's say we want to add up the quantity, the quantity bought as well. So we give it a name of choice. I will call it total quantity. What we want to do, we want to sum up the quantity, then which column is the quantity column? That is it. We want to sum up the quantity. Then we do okay. We also get the same answer. And what is happening here? It's summing up. Look at for this customer, is summing up the total sales, which is 288.06, and the total quantity, which is 8. Let's check it. Total sales and total quantity, which is 8. But the thing is that if we wanted to do this in Excel, we would have written a formula for total sales, total sales and total quantity separately. Come on, okay, total quantity. So we would have had to write two separate, formulas for them, for this and for this, to have this. But in Power Query, we don't need to, like I said, it's just life made easy. Just by selecting the right buttons and choosing, sorry? Okay, I thought someone said something. And choosing the appropriate columns to use. You can easily, you know, have your total sales and total quantity, you know. Then again, we can, are we clear to this level before I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Can we do this in pivot chart as well? Is the pivot table? Then we can achieve this in pivot table as well.
Totals, let me see, customer name, total sales, and okay, I want to.
No, I'll just check it. Okay.
Yes, I know.
No, you can continue,
Yes.
sir. Don't worry.
No. It's a good question, and it's something we can explore. You know, it's something we can explore. But the challenge here is, I think we'll try it, but I'll first give you my opinion, what I think about it. You know, I think for a single category, you know, like you want to check for customer name, you want to check the total sales. I think it should be possible. But when it comes to choosing two categories, okay, let's try it in Excel. Let's try it in Excel so that using pivot table. You know, it's always good to try things you've not tried out, you know, to try them out. You know. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't want to distract you from what
No,
you're
it's
trying to
not
do.
it's not distraction. It's still everything is just it's still tied together, you know. Everything is still tied together. Let's just do from this table range. Insert pivot table.
You know, sometimes when we have professors, they will solve small problems. They use the biggest idea to solve small problems.
But I want to believe that there are some things that even if pivot table is able to do this, I want to believe that there are some complex ones that pivot table won't be able to accomplish. But let's just take a look at this. Well, I want to minimize this. Okay, feed buttons. Okay. Okay. Now we want to look at customer name. Want to put them here. Then sales values. Okay. For Anthony, where's Anthony? 54.83, and for Maria, so it did it, you know. If let's bring quantities here as well, it did it. But what I was saying is that when you have, okay, let me try the unique values now. This is what I mean by, okay, there's another sheet, what's it called, another data set I want us to look at, which is this, you know. Now when it comes to, it's just the same concept, just the same idea. Okay, I think this is in Power Query already. Now, because what we did then, we just chose one criteria, you know, or one criterion, you know, it depends on what you want to use, you know. But what you just chose one, which was a customer name, you know. Here I want to say, okay, what's the total sales when the order date is 1st of January, you know, and the ship mode is first class. You understand? 1st of January and the ship mode is first class. Here we are choosing two different criteria now. You know, so it's still the same concept. It's just that when you come here, now let me go here. This is the data, this data set. You know, we are saying that, okay, group by, the order date, we are choosing the order date and the ship mode together. You know, they have to be together. What is the sales? You know, what's the quantity? You can see what's even the average discount given. Okay, let's just try that and see. You know, let's select the two. You know, so we go to group by, and the two are selected already. Let's want to do total sales. Excuse me, please. Okay. Total sales. Then we want to do sum. Is sales value, not quantity, sorry, sales. We are adding another aggregation. Let's say we want to do total, let's say, okay, total quantity as well. Total quantity, we are summing it, quantity, column. Let's say we want to say, let's say average discount, average discount. We want to find average is the discount. Oh, okay, we can aggregate this, okay. So this is for when it's order date, when it's this date and ship mode is this is total sales. So let's go there. So it's for when it's this and this is the total sales. So these two conditions must be fulfilled before you can do total sales. If the two, it has to fulfill this, and that's where some ifs, in Excel, it is some when we have more than one condition. It is some ifs. The other day we used we used just one condition, just a name. But we are using condition from two different columns. That's what I mean. Condition from two different columns. We don't use some if, we use some ifs. Then we start filling in the argument to find the answer. So it's not going to look at first class alone. Now, we chose, now the thing here is that we chose this column and this column for our group by. So it's not going to look at first class alone and other data. It's not going to come here. It's not going to come here and sum up the one for all the first class and get it and sum up no, it's going to look at both conditions. Both conditions must be met before it now sums it up. So if assume we have 1st of January and this is second class, and this is like second class. Class, yes. So it's going to create what's it called? A separate column for this. We are going to have 1st of January second class as the second column because both conditions, because it's not going to come with this, it's not going to come with this again. I don't know if you understood what I meant. It's not going to come with this again because we have already changed the ship mode to second class. So this one will lose. It's just going to add for this, and this, because those are the three, this, and this that met that condition is grouped by order date and ship mode. When the order date and ship mode, when they are the same, they are all the same. So this is going to have a separate row here. I hope that is clear.
Yes.
Okay, so it's going to have a separate row here because we selected them together. So the things that must be aggregated together must have the same, they must be identical. Let me put it that way. They must be identical. So let's try and do this with, I think we should, with what's it called, with pivot table then. Let's try and just select anywhere here and do insert. It's good to, if it can be, they will start wondering why group by was created, you see. Let's see, we did by ship mode, right? Let me be sure. We did by order date and ship mode, okay. Order date, ship mode, then, okay, I did something here. I changed this one. Let me return this on to first class. And let me save it so that we have exactly the same. Okay. Let me come back here and refresh this. Okay, order data, okay. Then sales quantity, sum, then discount. We did average of it. Let's edit this. Let me make this bigger. Value field settings, I think, average. Okay. For first class, this. Okay. Let's see. 10 and 2.5 for first class and those dates. First class and this date. 10. This 0.35. Did it change it to? I don't think so. I don't.
No, sorry. I think. Sorry. Can I point out
please.
something?
Please do.
On a Power Query.
Yeah.
Rather than when you chose when you were giving the function, rather than for the average discount.
Okay.
Those quantity. I think that average discount should be on sales, not quantity. It's just my observation anyway. I mean, not be correct.
No, I'm saying that. What I'm saying that you should find the average discount, the average of all the discounts.
No, but what you say that you chose quantity to calculate the average. So
yes,
did
I did? Oh, sorry.
Yes, rather than sales.
Oh, rather than discount itself.
Yes.
Sorry. It should be discount itself. Oh, this is it, yes. It should be discount itself. So that's it. Sorry. Oh, I didn't notice that. So that's it. So it gives the same answer, but first and standard. Yeah, it's just so you begin to wonder why that was created in the first instance. You can see that we can actually achieve the same thing using pivot table. So you can see how strong pivot table is, So I think we can continue from here on Monday. So thanks everyone for coming today.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Sister Debbie,